Oh, hello children. Hi, I am Teacher Haresh from BlueTree Education. In some countries, in certain villages, people have poor access or basically no access to clean water. Well, they might be able to boil the water and maybe kill some of the germs, but the water is still going to be filled with a lot of particles and maybe some of the germs might just survive and they're going to drink this and that will cause harm to their bodies. How about we make our own homemade water filtration system? Well, these are some of the things that we will need in order for us to make our water filtration system. First of all, we'll need a bottle that we can recycle. We'll need something to cut through the bottle, either a knife or a penknife. But children, please be reminded that always do this experiment with a responsible adult around. And remember, you are dealing with sharp objects, so do take extreme care. We will need some charcoal chips, okay? Well, I made these charcoal chips by breaking a bar of charcoal into smaller pieces. Well, you can use any form of sand, crystals, pebbles that may be lying around, okay? So I'm using some sand and some crystals. We'll need some tissue paper to help us form the different layers of sand and charcoal. And of course, I have formed some muddy water over here, and we will actually attempt to clean it. So as you can see, when I lift this up, that is something I would not want to drink. The first part of this experiment will be to take a recycled bottle, okay, something to cut the bottle on, okay, and using either a penknife or a scissors. Personally, I find the penknife is a little bit easier. Okay, and remember, this is a sharp object. Always take due care and have a responsible adult around. So what we will do is we will cut off the end in a circular manner, the one which is on the opposite side of the cap, which is the bottom of the bottle. Okay, and here we have a bottle. I'll just use the scissors to trim off any unwanted sharp edges. And here we have our first part of the filter done. Okay, now remember children, the edges that you have just cut off can be sharp, so please be careful and do not touch the edges or push your fingers along them, as it may result in a cut. Okay, now that you have your bottle ready, you will then take a few pieces of tissue paper and fold them as such, and you can actually put in your first layer of tissues. Now if you can't push it all the way in, use a long object, okay, like a spoon or a chopstick, and just gently push it all the way into the bottom of your bottle. To make it easier, you may want to remove the bottle cap. So I'm going to put the first layer of your tissue right at the bottom. The next thing we will want to do is to have a layer of sand. So I have some sand chips here. So what I'm going to do is put in a layer. Evenly. The next thing I will want to do is take more pieces of tissue. Take a few more pieces of tissue, fold them as such, and put in another layer. So I have my first layer. Now the next thing I will want to do is put in my charcoal. So put in some of the charcoal here. Okay, once again, we are going to separate this layer with a few more pieces of tissue. So you can see the different layers. Next, I'm just going to pour in a layer of sand. And once again, separate this layer. A layer of charcoal. And have our final layer of tissue, and we'll just pack that in. So as you can see, we have created our homemade filtration system. I'm just going to cap this up, and now we are going to pass the muddy water through our filtration system and see what comes out of it. So here we have our homemade water filter. Well, I know it may not look the best, but it is going to get its job done. Usually we will have the smallest particles at the lowest layer, followed by the middle particles and the biggest particles at the top. Okay, but here we have created various layers using different materials. Now I have prepared muddy water, okay, using some soil from my plants, okay, and this is very similar to what some of these children and people are drinking in those poor countries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this muddy water into our water filtration system, and we'll see what comes out of it. I'm going to place a cup below so that we can collect the clean water. So as I pass the muddy water through the filter, all the large particles are going to be trapped by our layers of sand and charcoal. Does it mean that this water is going to be drinkable? No, not at all. The water will still have some particles which can dissolve in the water, as well as other germs. So children, please do not drink what comes out from this filter. Okay, this is just for the purpose of an experiment, okay, to see how a filtration system actually works. Okay, so the water will take some time to pass through all the different layers, allowing the mud to get trapped, and we can start to see clear water coming out. Now I'm going to place the muddy water beside the clear water that we are getting, and you can see such a big difference. The particles are all trapped in our water filter, and what comes out is clear water. And you can see a remarkable difference in the muddy water that we had and the water that we collected. It may not be very clean, but it's certainly cleaner than what we actually had in the first place. So once again, how this filtration system works is that when we pour the water in, the particles that are too large to pass through will actually get trapped in the filter, and the smaller water particles will actually pass through. Now, of course, you saw that the water came out was not as clean. It takes several rounds of filtration before the water can actually be clean. Even the water filters you use at home will have to pass through several rounds of filtration before you actually do get the water. We are very fortunate because Singapore has an advanced purification system for us. Let me show you how Singapore cleans our water. So as you can see, our Singapore water purification system has many stages, starting from screening to remove particles which are too large, going through processes of coagulation and sedimentation to remove much of the dirt which is in the water, and very importantly, filtration, which is just what we have created in our own home-based experiment. Now the water will pass through the sand filter or membranes and may remove particles up to 0.02 micrometers. Now that's very small. And then remember, after filtration, you may remove most of the particles. However, the water may still contain germs. And that is why the water we get from our own homemade filtration system will not be safe to drink. So please do not drink that water. Now, in Singapore, after going through filtration, we will still need to disinfect the water to kill all the harmful bacteria and viruses, and of course remove any other natural organic matter and make the water basically safe for us to drink. Then there is a final stage of treatment where they will add substances like fluorine in to prevent tooth decay. So the water that we drink is safe and beneficial to us. The next time you pick up a glass of water, appreciate it, because it is not easy for us to obtain this precious item that keeps us alive. Thank you. I am Teacher Haresh from BlueTree Education, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye.